Right, good afternoon, everybody. Our next speaker is from Veridas, Miguel Adán. Adar, sorry, and Miguel is a seasoned professional with expertise in identity solutions. He's currently serving as an account director at Veridas, which is a leading company specialising in digital identity and biometrics. So with a career spanning over a decade, Miguel has honed his skills in business development and international commerce. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. First of all, I want to say that I'm very happy to be here. I want to congratulate the organisation. It's been a great event so far, covering different aspects, regulations, standards. And it's great to have a day dedicated as well to what technology can do and all of those conversations that have come along, how we can put them into place with different types of solutions. So I would like to start commencing by thanking everyone, begin with that. Congratulations to all of the organisation here, which have been phenomenal. So how we envision what we do at Veridas, we're a digital identity company combining both the physical and the digital world. So bring together identity solutions in all of those worlds. We started in 2017 onboarding customers for banks, but it all went on gradually and grew. And we consider ourselves now as a leading digital identity partner, provider, in fact. We are in the age assurance space now. We are here to let you know about all of the different solutions that we can provide, covering different needs, different use cases, and different regulations that come into place. So this will be the objective that I have today, to share what we do with you. And I hope that we can have a nice conversation at the end if you have any questions too. So right now, there is one key element that we have to take into account, and that the internet was built without the identity layer. Now, this is the starting point for us to come along and see how we can provide that necessary, or among all regulators, technology, standards, etc., how can we provide that harmful, less environment in which we want our kids to be along, but at the same time, depending on the use cases, how can we provide an easier access for those who are indeed entitled to carry out a series of actions depending on them being over age. So what is the solution? Indeed, technology is there. We have different technological solutions. We've seen over the days there are solutions that we're sharing stage with today, which have different approaches out there. Each one's put the focus on some elements other than others, but at the end, technology is there, but regulation is key as well. Why am I saying this? Having an equal playing field, knowing what to expect on each side is key. We also need regulations to help push that innovation on the technological side as well. So the combination of technology and regulation is definitely, and other aspects that we've been seeing during this week here, are definitely a key for this purpose. What is happening right now? Lots of conversations definitely this week around this. It's not strange to see during this week new regulations pop up in the States, in the US, new things coming up. We have seen a leader role being played by the UK in many aspects. We indeed, and I'll let you know now how our approach, now that we're here in the UK, I'll let you know as well, how we've certified our solutions, not only in the age assurance space, but also as an identity service provider in line with the UK Digital and Attributes Trust Framework. Not that easy to say, but here we go. And what we're seeing is definitely that increment, that increase in the regulatory area. We're seeing that there is a common goal, and that is a very strong starting point for everyone involved in this space. That message is clear, we all agree on that. How we can best do it is basically all of the conversations that are going on across the different sessions, what is the best way, etc. We do see that we have been finding that there is not that much focus on this has to be done this way, but being as open as possible to allow for different solutions, because things will change very fast. To be open to guarantee that the safety of minors, harmless environments can prosper with the right technologies out there. And again, in the same line, based on different regulatory environments, based on the different technologies available, being able to provide the right and adequate solutions there. So just to give you a little bit more of an overview of who we are, what we do, where we all began. As I mentioned, We started off in Spain, in the north of Spain. We have offices in the US, Mexico, UK, expanding gradually across different geographies. We assess our technology. It's technology that is developed 100% in-house. We believe in non-storing data, so this is something that we do not do. We also believe in an ethical use of our AI solutions. This is something that we put a lot of focus on and that we've discussed as well in the past days. How can you approach a non-biased, ethical use of AI algorithms in the process? And at the same time, we promote a secure and harmless environment for miners as well. So that's why leveraging from our experience in the identity field, providing all of the necessary elements from the identity verification, the authentication, the voice biometrics field as well, we have come into play in the age assurance space. Now, how do we do this? What options do we have? As I've mentioned, we started carrying out remote identity verification initially, fully AI-based. We do not have humans needing to determine that a document is authentic or that somebody on the document is in fact the same person that has carried out the selfie. All of this is developed with technology in-house. Taking this to what we've been doing since 2018, we've been preventing minors gambling online since 2018. So we've been in this space since that moment, providing these type of technologies. I'd like to say, before we move into age estimation, that we've done that both in the in the digital and the physical world. Now, what does this mean when we talk about physical world? We've been providing technology, our own 100% developed in-house technology, on our hardware-developed readers, so that accessing a physical casino has, again, that extra layer preventing minors from accessing. So again, it's thinking of how can we protect in different scenarios. So stepping aside from just that digital environment, taking it to the physical world as well. Age estimation, accredited and tested solution. This is, again, another scenario with different use cases that will allow us to quickly and swiftly estimate the age and carry on for someone who wants to carry out, different experiences, be it online, be it offline as well. And then finally, we have an ID wallet proposition that what will allow us is to anonymously verify someone's age. At the end, what we are determining here is that the user has full control of what is being shared at that moment. I'll show you a little video in regards to that, but basically what we envision or what we see is the possibility for just to share the necessary information in that case. So as you can see, 3 different solutions, 3 different scenarios that can play into different use cases, different regulatory needs, etc. That is, again, how we see the landscape building up, and that how different solutions can play different roles at different moments. So if we take a little, or if we look at how an identity verification, you are probably aware of the process, but just to take you a little bit closer, an enrollment process carried out remotely using mobile phone. This can be done on a desktop as well, but basically determining that a document is authentic, carrying out a biometric check, and then allowing that once you've onboarded a customer, how can you leverage the fact that that customer is onboarded, or that user, citizen, you name it? Well, obviously allowing that person to authenticate subsequently, leveraging on that onboarding process carried out early. Again, physical environments, the example I was mentioning earlier, this is something that we've been doing across different geographies since 2020, combining different elements and factors to prevent minors gambling, or even going into the self-exclusion area as well. So in terms of age estimation, I prepared a little example for you to see. I was a little bit tired that day, sorry for that. But basically what we provide is a quick and efficient technology, again, based on the necessary elements to carry out that age estimation. We mentioned that it has an identity verification in the process. Why? If I'm deemed to be between 18 or 25 or below that age, I would be prompted to carry out a process in which I would provide an official document. So that's the combination of both of those elements that are provided in this approach. And then based on the wallet proposal that we have, a sovereign anonymous wallet, as I've mentioned earlier, We have shared, or we have presented an example. Veridas has, as I mentioned, this wallet proposition based on the credentials stored on the wallet. What we will have is the possibility to access this online casino that I've used as an example, and I'll show you how this in fact works. So from the wallet itself, what we are doing is scanning the QR code on the site. I'm being asked, or the person carrying out the process asked if that person wants to share that that person is over 21, and that is exactly what is being shared, just that information. There's nothing else being shared in order to continue with the process that is carried out. So again, what is important here is that there are different technologies to carry out different processes in different scenarios in line with different requirements and regulations. When we talk about use cases, this is exploding right now. So we see that as regulations advance, there are a lot of initiatives being monitored. Other countries or other use cases in countries see other regulators move in that space, and what they want to do is align with what those regulators say, and at the same time, how they can benefit and offer better customer experiences, but also prevent those who could suffer harm from carrying out those processes, any type of damage. We see all types of different use cases. We've shared an example here in tills and in vending machines, how that process that I've showed of age estimation can be carried out. Obviously, the technology that we develop allows us to provide all of the necessary elements for that to be carried out, and the possibility to integrate across different customers as well. So again, what we're seeing, and I can share with you as recent or more recent changes in what customers demand, or for what potential customers demand, is definitely the possibility to carry out these age estimation checks, provide a document if necessary. But what's definitely coming up, and obviously all of you are aware, is how is the digital wallet going to impact, or how an ID digital wallet will impact our lives. That is another conversation that I'm more than happy to have later on with you, but definitely offering different types of solutions. I insist, but this is the key for the different regulatory landscapes is key. I've shared here a few examples of use cases that we come along that are not, let's say, addressed in an adequate manner, and that have many holes along the way, or that do not fulfill all of the expectations, be it because they are not carried out correctly with the right diligence, or be it because simply there are ways to circumvent them. Okay, so this is another element that can be definitely improved based on the multiple cases that we're seeing right now. Finally, we talk about biometrics. We are a developer of biometrics. It's important to state that what I've mentioned earlier, identity verification and age estimation, leverage on that, but a wallet proposition could or could not be based on original identity verification process. So we are, again, very open and aligning with whatever is required in that sense, with whatever regulations might come into place. So the openness of the technology in that sense, the anonymity for that case is key. But nonetheless, we provide different technologies that we develop in-house. We believe in the inerrance factor as being key when we want to prove that we are really who we are, and we want to interact across different platforms. How we have developed the technology is with privacy being at the highest standard. Now, when I talk about this, when we talk about how information is carried out, when we process images, what we talk about is converting them to irreversible hashes, and ourselves not participating in the storage of that. So whenever we talk to customers, or whenever we communicate with customers, what we effectively do is process information and send back irreversible biometric hashes for them to store. Now, this is very interesting, and we do have lots of questions in this regard, because we're normally asked, how are you training your engine? Do you use data? No, we do not store data. We do not carry out any type of training with customer data. What we do is we build our own data sets, publicly available information, and whatever, and this is what many of our customers say, our end customers expect us, or could be expecting us to take care of that, not third parties, which we're not sure what they're doing with that data. So this is something when we were born with this, and we continue to be proud of this model as to how we work. All of the technology is assessed on a regular basis, and I'll get a little bit into this now. We consider that it is critical to, on a regular basis, provide information to be up there when talking about biometric technology. We can mention the NIST, but many other institutions that are international relevant benchmarks. And when we talk of international relevant benchmarks, it's worth mentioning that the NIST, for example, is mentioned in Spanish regulation, for example, for qualified trust service providers to consider certain categories in terms of false positive and false negative rates in order for them to be able to use technology to issue qualified digital certificates remotely. So this is just an example of why it's important for technology to be assessed and correctly assessed. What we have here are results published in last April from last year, in which Veridas came in the 1-to-N, so comparing one-to-many category, one-to-many faces, in second position. But as I say, we regularly submit our different biometric engines to the NIST for assessment. Bias, critical again. In all of the conversations that we've been having this week, we've talked about bias. We've talked about the need for this to be inclusive technology. This is something that we work on day and night as well at our headquarters and our developers. But it's not only that. There are so many elements that can change. We think of a selfie picture, and there are amazing solutions out there that can compare pictures, but we have to think of non-collaborative situations. The lighting can be different. There can be something in front of the image at some stage. Our engine performs exceptionally well in these scenarios. So apart from this, one of the conversations I also want to bring up, which we also have discussed during this week, is what's happening right now with AI threats, generative AI. Am I safe? Am I not safe? So how we build technology is around all of the solutions that we build, are AI-based. So we were born as an AI company. All of the challenges that come from AI find solutions in correctly trained AI solutions. And why am I saying this? We see that it's becoming ever so more difficult to detect if a picture is a real picture, if it's been artificially generated, if a voice has been synthetically created. We're seeing this on a regular basis. We see news pop up every single day. And as I say, since we began in 2017, because our environment was fully AI, we already had mechanisms that were telling us or were determining that this is not AI or this is not a human origin. We also provide additional layers of technology to detect if there has been an injection or if there's been an intent to circumvent. And obviously, all of the solutions that we provide in terms of liveness detections are certified on a regular basis as well. We normally mention the example of the color printer when it came out. Lots of people thought that, oh, now we can print money, right? But there are security elements there, and there are different levels of security. We see that where humans are failing and where solutions are using humans to carry out or to try and determine if a document is authentic or if someone on a document is the same, then that's where the gap is widening a lot at this stage. So as I was mentioning, this was the purpose of Veridas right now, or what we all had in mind when we set out, guaranteeing people's right to use their real identities in the digital and physical world. And we indeed have a vision of a passwordless and keyless future where people are recognized privately, securely, and voluntarily for who they are. Thank you very much. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to do so. You can contact me by scanning the QR code if you wish to do so. I'm just outside in the hall if you want to have a look or get into more details in the demos that we've gone through. And I thank you all very much, those who are here and those who are online.